first thing to expect is a whole lot of indifference and rejection, because it's math. It's a process of winnowing. When you market your music, you got to go into it knowing most people will not like you or just simply not care. So you're going to have to just deal with rejection in order to find that group of diehard fans. And in order to find them, you have to put yourself out there. What that also means is you need to expect that you're going to have to develop thick skin, and you have to have a plan to deal with negativity, whether that is to delete comments, to just ignore them, or to sort of have a funny, lighthearted way of responding to them. Whatever it is, whatever works for you, kind of think about that in advance. The third thing, and this is really important, and I think something that a lot of artists get really pissed about, is you have to spend money in order to make money. It's just a fact of business. Most new businesses intend to lose money, or at least lose on the marketing side of things, to build up their startup costs, their initial group of customers. So you will have to spend money. Another thing to expect with marketing, it's a ton of work and a lot of analysis. This is not a set it and forget it type thing. When you do a marketing campaign, it has to be managed, it has to be optimized. So if you've got a day job, or if you're spending a lot of your time gigging, then this might mean a lot of extra late nights or early mornings to do the marketing side of this. Another thing you should expect is for your assumptions to be challenged. So you will need to stay flexible. You might have a really clear idea of who your target audience is, and you might be totally wrong. Your ads might perform really well with some group that you didn't expect. The same thing could be true of like, oh, I know that this is the hit single for my album, and you lead with that and it flops. And randomly some other song is the hit. Same thing about if you're doing ads for like with video content. It helps to have a few things to test against each other, because the one you assume is going to be the great one might flop. So your assumptions will be challenged. Another really common thing I think that happens is we run marketing campaigns and then we're like, now what? So expect to have the now what feeling. And if you can, have a follow-up plan, because that can help you emotionally just feel like you're not stagnating and plateauing. But it also gives you something very clear to get your audience to do once they've done the first thing. Because again, this is a story, a journey. You want to know the next page. You want to let them know what the next page is as well. I would also expect very frequent changes in algorithmic and ad trends on social platforms. So what works today on TikTok might not work tomorrow. So just stay nimble. Don't assume that just because you're having success now, you can just do the same thing forever. When you're running ads, expect that calls to action will cost you. External links will cost you, because these social platforms don't want anyone to leave their platform. So if you're sending someone to your own website from TikTok or Facebook or whatever, those ads are going to cost you more. They also tend to look more like ads. So that will cost you more, because the platforms want your stuff to appear organic. The last thing I want to mention is that niche. The more targeted you get with your audience will cost you. So if you're targeting hard rock fans in Detroit, ages 45 to 65, that's a very expensive audience to target. So the wider your targeting can be in some ways, the better. And the content you're serving them, the more wider it can have an emotional appeal, the more universal it can be, while still being entertaining, of course, the better, because then that content just has more legs. You can reach more people. Yeah, I think those are the things you should think about and expect ahead of time.